Hello and good morning. Today on Play to Win, who wins the playoff? And more importantly, are you sick and tired of seeing the same teams over and over again? Should motivation be a concern for the Dogs? And will 2021 be a better season for the Atlanta Falcons? We'll answer all this and more coming up on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Road, Reliable Heating and Air, and the Atlanta Health Clinic. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's Hometown Team Report is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Good morning, Atlanta. Happy Saturday, and more importantly, happy game day. Welcome back to another week of football's Play to Win. Our Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Welcome back, Chuck Smith, Bob Whitfield, taking us right off the top here with the season of giving and Christmas gifts. So what would you guys like to give your local football teams for a gift for Christmas? Chuck?
Nikki, let me first start off with the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to speak as a player. Sorry, fans, you might not want to hear this. I want the players to win these last two games and have peace. As a former player who's went through a 3-year run like the Falcons have had these last 3 years, it's the worst because everything's different. When you expect to win, everywhere you go, it's just a different vibe. It's a different feeling. I want the Falcons to finish strong, and this is for the players. Falcon fans, I could care less about the draft pick. That's what I want for the Falcons. Number two, for the Dogs, I want outside of Florida in the SEC East and the bottom feeders to get better. Georgia's going to continue to need good teams to play against if they're going to rise up when they get the opportunity to play for the national championship. You can't get into 4 if most of the teams in your conference are scrubs. And last one for Georgia Tech, I want just experience. I want Georgia Tech to, moving forward, to continue to grow, get into spring ball, get some experience, and they're going to be something dangerous next year. So those are my thoughts for our 3 teams, Nikki, my wishes.
Oh, man, you got Santa Claus stuck in chimney somewhere with all that stuff going on. I tell you like this, it's one of the things I'm going to start here. Georgia State, beautiful new stadium down there, and they're starting to do some things. They trying to get that program rolling, and maybe one day they can get it rolling enough so that they can challenge Georgia Tech down there. And we're seeing what they're trying to do with that program. They got some good freshman football. That left tackle's a good player. That quarterback's going to grow, so I can see some improvement from that roster. The Falcons are next on my list, and they just got a discovery period, and it's for that front office because there's going to be a lot of changes, and I know people have their opinion on Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, who's going to be there, who's not going to be there. But what it is get the GM in first so that you can start making these key decisions about who's going to be the next head coach. And then last but not least, Georgia, hey, you got a quarterback. You're getting back to your A game. Let's see you win, like Chuck said. But you're going to have a tough matchup this weekend with all the players going to the pros from your roster. Let's see some young players wild out on the field.
And if there's anything left over, Clark, I want you to get yourself something. Real nice, guys. I love that Christmas list. Something crazy going on with Georgia and Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl. A lot of the money shifting over to Cincinnati. Maybe it has something to do with players opting out and the underdog teams just having something to prove. What do you guys think it's going to take for Georgia to beat the Bearcats?
Number one, it's going to take defense, Nikki. Shut them down. Do what you normally do. I'd like to see Georgia come out, play good defense. Don't give up much on the run. But the big thing is, I think Georgia, when you look at their offense, it's going to be a big test. Cincinnati has a fantastic defense. But this is what I've been seeing from the SEC, from like Georgia, Alabama, Florida. The physical, vicious nature of the way they strike, run to the ball, get after it. I think Cincinnati's not going to be ready for the physicalness of the guys in the SEC. I think Georgia's going to go in there and basically bludgeon Cincinnati. That's just my opinion. I think it's going to be a lot of this for Georgia on Cincinnati.
There's a lot of this coming up next, guys. You don't want to miss it. We're going to talk the Irish. Can they top the Tide? We'll find out next. Stick with us on Play to Win.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick and Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
Special day, you promised her a special celebration. But if slow upload speeds won't let your video call through because you have cable, just remember, you're not a bad son. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 20 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Chicken, beef, euros. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
Welcome back. It's time now for our SEC ACC report brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. Welcome back to the show. Chris Marler, always full of opinions when it comes to college football, your family, just about anything. So, Chris, I'm excited to hear what you think about the college football top 10 poll as it stands now. A lot of questions about whether or not the playoffs should expand to 8 teams, whether or not that gets some fresh blood in there. Looking at this top 10 poll, what do you think?
If there was ever a year to do it, it's definitely 2020. And I think that there was a lot of teams that kind of felt like they got slighted. Everyone talked about Texas A&M and kind of being left right on the outside looking in at 5. But teams like Coastal Carolina, teams, like Cincinnati as well. What confuses me is what the reasons are and the parameters are for actually getting into the top 4, because it seems to shift every week. I would have loved to see them expanding, but if they expand, it's only going to do more detriment to the actual bowl season itself. You're going to have more opt-outs in those games as well. So I don't know what the future holds for it, but I would have loved to see them go to 6 or 8 teams this year.
Chuck, what do you think? Should they get some fresh blood in there? Maybe they'll be blowouts, but, it gives some other people a shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think I would have loved to see a Cincinnati in there. I would love to see, even a team, not necessarily Coastal Carolina, but there's got to be a way, if you're going to have these teams having the opportunity to go, what's the recipe? How did they get there? They're 9-0, they're 10-0. They're winning games, because everybody talks about Texas A&M getting in. Chris, I watched Texas A&M against Tennessee. They beat them, but they ain't quite like Bama or Clemson, where you could just say, hey, they should have jumped over Notre Dame. So, to me, it's just, I think there needs to be more, Nikki, because the recipe right now is kind of like a disaster.
What do the Irish need to do to topple the Tide? Is it even a possibility, Bob?
Well, because I said, when you looking at Notre Dame and the things they do good with Ian Book and his scrambling ability and all that, I think that can help them stay in the game, him rolling out, throwing the ball on the run, but they really have to depend on their running game. Alabama's defense is, to me, stout, but not dominant in the way that you can't put up points, as we saw with Florida. And Florida has a different passing game than Notre Dame, but I think Notre Dame, relying on some running back, Kyron Williams, and their power offensive line, will get the play action pass going for Ian Book and can get that ball rolling against Alabama.
All right, let's send it over to our college football showdown.
No way.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Well, the committee gave everybody what they wanted. Ohio State, Clemson, a lot of people have been chomping at the bit for this game. Chris, what are the keys to the game?
Well, I think Ohio State, if anything, they're going to be fresh. Only playing 6 games, only playing 1 back-to-back Saturday all season long. And I should put season in quotes, but I think this is going to come down to quarterback play. It's going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes as well. These are 2 teams that are both in the top 15 nationally in turnover margin, so I think that'll definitely play a very key part in this game. I think it comes down to also the big plays, who can limit them and who can actually get them, especially in the passing game.
Chuck, I'm just going to come to you real quick because you're over there shaking your head and head is all over the place. What do you think?
Well, I think number one, for Ohio State to win, they got to stop Clemson's pressure. Clemson sent blitzes all game against Notre Dame. That was the key they got after Ian Book. Justin Fields needs to be protected, and I think they'd have a better chance versus Clemson.
Well said, guys. Stick with us after the break. Will UGA be excited to play in the Peach Bowl? We'll peel back the layers next, coming up on Play to Win.
This Altima has intelligent all-wheel drive, unlike that Accord behind me. What did you want, a big red bow?
We break a sweat to get you feeling comfortable. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Up to $3,000 in cash incentives.
We're going to find the perfect treat.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get $7,300 below MSRP on this Traverse. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Welcome back. It's time for our Dog Report brought to you by Beaver Toyota. Georgia, Cincinnati, the Peach Bowl, and we have this conversation all the time during bowl season. If you're Georgia, are you motivated? Are we worried about Georgia's motivation at all in this bowl game, Chris?
I mean, I would be. I think that they will come in. They will be motivated. They've been a totally different team since JT Daniels took over at quarterback. JT Daniels, the first, Bob. But so they've played really well at the latter half of the season. I just hate these games, like, every single year in bowl season because it sets up really poorly for the team that's favored. You use the SEC team playing like, a group of five champion or whatever. So in this case, Cincinnati, but you really have everything to lose if you're one of those Power 5 teams that's favored going into this game and really nothing to gain because if you beat them, you're supposed to beat them. If you don't, it's a huge embarrassing loss. So I hope they come motivated. They should. I think they'll win.
From a player's perspective, I mean, you're playing in this bowl game. Some of your guys are opting out. How do you stay motivated in your mind during bowl season, Bob?
I think it's up to the coaching staff to find those young guys that want to move up on the roster and get some action because they got guys going to the NFL. So it just creates opportunity. I think when you look at it like a Georgia Cincinnati, it's one of the things that, hey, if I get an opportunity to play against a team that's undefeated, that's a big win for me. So I think it's more on the individual players, feeding off the energy of the head coach, but also focusing in on this is a chance to show themselves to the world.
Chuck?
Number one, I believe Georgia will be motivated. Do you want to get embarrassed by a team that's had a storybook type of season? Do you want to be a player that's your family are watching and you getting whooped? So my thing is this. This is also let me tell you why I think Georgia's motivated. Because Cincinnati has been one of the most talked about teams in the country, and they will continue to be talked about. So Georgia didn't get a chance to play Vandy. They had the schedule was somewhat weak. Now you get a chance to play a top 10 team. You finish strong and put another check in your W column. Because guess what? This win versus Cincinnati looks a lot better going into playing Clemson next year than if they lose. I think Georgia's going to be motivated. Kirby going to have them boys right.
There's no I in team unless there is a paycheck maybe involved. Get it? Got it? Good.
Yeah,
guys, when we come back, what do the Falcons have to gain by taking on the best team in the NFL? We'll break it down next, coming up on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. AT&T, more for your thing, that's our thing. And Beaver Toyota, we're here to wow you.
Hey Atlanta, Linda Beaver here with a very important reminder. The final days of Toyotathon are almost gone and your opportunities have never been better. Maybe you need more for your trade? No problem. Need no payments for 3 months? No problem. Need help with financing? We can do that too. No matter what you need, my team will work very hard to get the Toyota of your dreams. And remember, time is running out. Don't miss Toyotathon at your favorite family dealership, Beaver Toyota and Cumming. Don't make me come get you.
We interrupt your erectile dysfunction with an important message. If erectile dysfunction or Peyronie's disease has you down, the doctors at Atlanta Health Clinic can help. No pills, no surgery, no needles, no pain. We have the newest revolutionary U.S. patented medical process and device from Europe, utilizing advanced acoustic wave technology, proven effective regardless of your age or medical condition. Visit AtlantaHealthClinic.com or call for your consultation with our doctors today and avoid interruption.
At Reliable Heating and Air, every day we roll out before the sun rises. We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology and work late so you can sleep easier. We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort and keep you warm all winter long. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get our season's lowest prices with up to $3,000 in cash incentives.
I know this all looks very Hollywood, but guess what? This is a Nissan sales event ad.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Welcome back. It's time for our Falcons report brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. Welcome back to the show. Terrence Mathis looking sharp in that red velvet blazer. You're looking good. So tell us, Terrence, what do the Atlanta Falcons have to gain by taking on the Chiefs? Is this?
I gotta laugh. Because
I know you
you wasn't motivated to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to try to dim their playoff chances. Kansas City has really maybe home field advantage to lose in this game. What are you playing for? Okay, it's a stat game. How about that? Maybe that's what you play for against the best team in the NFL is put up good numbers and hope for a win.
So, Chuck, what are you hoping for as a Falcons player right now, besides a breakdown of sorts of the vehicle that's getting them, to the game?
Well, I hope peace, Nikki, because inside the locker room, believe me, right. No, seriously, Nikki, peace for the players, because I'm thinking of how I used to feel. Everything was bad when it came to, this is your job every day. Going out was different. Going to work it is what it is. It's terrible going to work. It's not a jovial, everybody's kicking it after the game, doing the things that you would do when you're winning. I just want them guys to win. I'm not sure if they will win, but I would like to see them dudes win. And listen, going out of a season, even when it's a bad year, as a player, you still feel good about the win. You might not feel good about the season, but winning makes you just feel better, and going out with some wins if they can pull it off, would be fantastic for a player.
Bob, what do you think needs to happen with the Falcons for them to return to the postseason in 2021?
Well, you're going to find out with this game. You got some young players because they got 25, I think, free agents, and some veteran guys like Alex Mack that is not going to be under contract. Keanu Neal not going to be under contract. So the younger players got a chance to shine against maybe the best team in football right now. So this is your resume tape going forward in 2021. And if you're a free agent, you really want to shine, because your new employer next in 2021 might be Kansas City if you beat them up real bad.
Well, guys, we're not done yet. When we come back, we're going to talk NFC East. How bad are they and who wins it? Stick with us. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
We're going to find the perfect treat.
We're going skating. We're going to Nana's.
Wherever you go this holiday, Chevy can help you get there.
Which is why we're making our Chevy employee discount available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay is what we pay.
Not a cent more. So wherever you go, happy holidays from Chevy.
Use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $8,400 on this Silverado. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Has chronic knee pain, arthritis, or osteoarthritis of the knee robbed you of your mobility? Would you like your pain-free life back again? Then call now. You may qualify for a new non-surgical, drug-free treatment for knee pain. Even if you've tried other treatments with little or no relief, you may still be a candidate for our Advanced Arthritis Relief Protocol. This emerging treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Suffer no longer. Call right now and get your mobility back.
Recognized as a top-rated law firm for professional excellence in legal expertise, communication skills, and highest ethical standards. We are Montlick Injury Attorneys, and we know what it takes to win.
May your holidays glow bright and all your dreams take flight. Visit your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today for exceptional lease and financing offers at the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
And it's time for our NFL Report, brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, the NFC East. How bad are they? Who's going to win it? Let's take a look at the standings as they are right now. Who wins the division? And honestly, can any of these teams even compete in the playoffs? Terrence, I'll start with you.
I like Washington to win it all. They have a great defense, young defense. They physical. They make plays. They create turnovers. If you get Alex Smith back, seems like they rally around him when he's on the field. And they want him to win because of struggles he's had with the multiple surgeries. So, and then you rally around a coach who just, came off cancer. Guys, you got a lot to play for. Washington has a lot to play for. So it's one of those things when you have that much to play for, you end up winning.
Are you excited about anything up there, Chuck?
Well, I'm excited about the Washington defense. I'm excited about Jalen Hurts. But think about this. In Dallas, you got Andy Dalton, Nikki. You got Colt McCoy in New York. And what's the kid's name? Dwayne Haskins in Washington.
Haskins.
The best quarterback right now in the NFC East is Jalen Hurts. I would like to see Philadelphia try to finish out and win this division, but right now, it looks like Washington's that team. But I really like how Philadelphia's looked lately, and I'm really pulling for Jalen Hurts. I love to see the Eagles get in. It's going to be a long shot.
Hey, Bob, does it affect a player's mindset when you're playing a team with a losing record?
Maybe in the regular season, but once you're in the playoffs, it's one and done. So the last two teams that went in the playoffs with losing records, Carolina Panthers 7-8-1, they won that first round, and then the Seattle Seahawks went in at 7-9, and they won that first round wild card. So it's one of those things when you have to play a team in the playoffs, the record goes out the window. It's about matchup football. You do the things you do best. So for any of those NFC East teams, they have to battle it out because they play each other down the stretch. And you'll see the best version of the team have to enter the playoffs, but they might not have their best quarterback.
You know what? I wasn't even excited about any of the playoffs until you just preached the gospel to us. Thank you, Bob. Guys, we got more excitement coming up next. It's the lightning round, and we have Jeffrey, the Edge Schecter's picks. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
We work late so you can sleep easier. Our dedication is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Up to $3,000 in cash incentives.
This is it. Our grandmother Leah had a special gift when it came to tasting food.
She could identify every single ingredient.
Honey, our vegetables are made with real ingredients. The perfect blend of seasoning. You know your grandmother taught me how to bake her sweet potato pie with one ingredient that sets us apart.
What's the ingredient? Get your This Is It now. Order online for pickup or get it delivered through Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, or Easy Cater. If I guess will you give it to me?
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Arby's, 2 for $6. Every day, flame seared, Greek seasoned Euro meat. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meats.
I know this all looks very...
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by the Atlanta Health Clinic, named Industry Best 2020 for treating ED and Peyronie's disease.
Welcome back to our college and NFL predictions brought to you by the Atlanta Health Clinic. Bob Whitfield, you've got Jeffrey the Ed Schechter's picks for the week, so why don't you take us through them?
Here we go, folks. You're starting with Liberty, Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina with the -6. He's still going with them. They're undefeated. They stay undefeated. Florida, Oklahoma. Florida played a good game but got stretched in the end against Alabama. -3 with Florida. Pick Florida. Cincinnati Bearcats +7 over Georgia. With the 7, he's saying Cincinnati. Miami -2. Las Vegas, he's going Miami. Miami's getting in the playoffs there. Cleveland -9 against the New York Jets. New York Jets trying to get that #1 quarterback, so they might lose on purpose. Cleveland with the win. Indianapolis +2.5 over Pittsburgh. And you don't know what Pittsburgh team we're going to see, so go with Indianapolis. And now in the big playoff college, Notre Dame +19, Alabama. Well, you know, they gave Clemson 10, and Clemson stretched them for a lot of numbers. But with this matchup, Jeffrey says Notre Dame can cover the 19. He's going with Notre Dame. And now Clemson, Ohio State. With Ohio State with not as many games, not as much experience this year as that Clemson Tigers -7.5. Clemson's going to take it.
Can't wait to see how it all pans out. And more importantly, we can't wait to see all of you next year, 2021. That'll be our next show Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox 5. Thanks for joining us on another week of Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by This Is It Barbecue, Atlanta Peach Movers, and your Atlanta Nissan dealer.